Hey there guys, CrossFlux here, and welcome back to more Let's Play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. In the last episode, we tried to complete our Unown collection, and in today's episode, we'll finally be realizing Spinda's dream by visiting the Mirage Pokémon at Mount Faraway. This dungeon is pretty long, and it has few supplies in it, so be sure to fill out your inventory with all the necessary items, like apples, orange berries, reviver seeds, and max elixirs. Don't be afraid to max out your inventory space, because you're not really going to need a lot of space, since about the only items you'll find in this dungeon is more Poké. However, I do recommend bringing along a fancy smancy key. There we go, got one in my inventory already. I also brought a Joy Seed and Grimy Food just to kind of get rid of it, so I'm not holding on to it forever. But yeah, so you'll want to bring a key along in this dungeon. As for your team composition, be sure to cover a wide variety of types. Mount Faraway holds many different types of Pokemon, but the most common ones are Rock, Ground, Water, and Ice. Also, Water and Rock types of your own will be really good against the boss of this region. I decided to bring just my traditional Dream Team, the tried and true Skipper, Lizzie, Tesla team. Plus, since it's an important story mission, I figured it is appropriate to bring these three along. But since Mount Faraway is located on the same island that the three fields are on, you'll have to have that same surf requirement that those dungeons had. But with all that being said, let's finish our quest, upwards and onwards. So Mount Faraway is a 40-floor dungeon, tying with the Stormy Sea as the longest dungeon that we've traversed so far. The dungeon layout is like many of the other mountainy dungeons we've been to. Think of Mount Steel or Mount Thunder. Again, there's a wide variety of Pokemon types on display here, but the first 30 floors shouldn't be that bad if your team is decently leveled, since the wild Pokemon are between levels 20 and 30. So teams in the mid-30s shouldn't struggle, except maybe in monster houses. Speaking of monster houses, they can appear anywhere, however they're slightly more common on floors 14 and 29. I don't really know why, but they just are. These can actually be a good thing though, because monster houses have increased chances of holding goodies like TMs. The biggest threats of the dungeon appear on the final 10 floors. Glalie is at level 45 and can damage your whole party with Powder Snow. Dugtrio can use Magnitude for party-wide damage as well. And finally, Parasect and Weezing are nasty status inflictors. They'll really make your time tough in monster houses. Also, Weezing knows Explosion, and we all know how deadly that can be. I've already mentioned that you won't find many items in here, mostly Poké. But Kecleon shops may appear, and in these shops you can find stat boosting drinks. So be sure to bring a lot of Poké in with you to Mount Faraway to stock up on these delicious and nutritious delicacies. This is also why I suggested that you might want to bring a Troll Orb. You can technically rob a shop blind by using the orb at the stairs, and Kecleon will never know the difference. Finally, the most important reason for coming to Mount Faraway, outside of story purposes of course, is for the locked item on floor 30. Ah, I bet you thought I forgot all about that key that I told you to bring. Well, I didn't, so you should feel bad. Okay, not really. But anyways, inside this locked chamber is the one and only Friend Bow, a held item that will increase your chance of recruiting a Pokemon. I think the exact percentage is a 10% increase, however if I'm wrong I'll throw something up on screen right now. But this is a really fantastic item. In fact, it's necessary to be able to recruit some Pokemon in the game. Sorry, there's a lot of talking in this episode, but there's a lot to cover in this dungeon. I'm finally done explaining things, at least until we get to the boss. So cue the music, and I'll be back in a few. cut back in here just to kind of check in on my team, see how everyone's doing, because you're definitely going to want to make sure you have plenty of power points for this upcoming boss fight. Again, as I mentioned before, water and rock types will be your go-to teammates in this type of dungeon. I guess I'll leave Metal Claw on Lizzie. I don't think I'll need her typing too much. I'm not going to bother giving her a max elixir. But I will turn the status on for Tesla. And actually I'm pretty sure that I'm close to a level up on Skipper. So I'm going to walk around here real quick and... uh-oh, belly's empty. Let's see. Yeah, hopefully killing this Glalie here will give me a level up. Alright, way to go. So I guess I'll just eat something real quick and head on to that boss room. There's nothing special on this particular dungeon in terms of, like, you know how the other fields and whatnot had special stones to get on the floor just before the boss? Yeah, there's nothing like that here in Mount Faraway. So, without further ado, what does the top have in store for us? Excellent. You've done well to come this far. You've overcome countless challenges, fought through many dangerous situations, and finally ascended to the very peak of Mount Faraway. Truly, only the chosen have reached this summit. However, there's always a however, isn't there? This is not the end. What's it gonna be? I am Ho-Oh, the builder of rainbows across the sky. Only when you overcome me in battle, that is when this mountain is conquered. Wow. This is the final challenge. Here I come. Alright, bring it on. There we go. I'm going to lead off with my Ice Beam here since it's the long range move I have. Alright, cool. I got a lucky freeze hack here. I'm going to see if I can't... guess I don't really have anything else to give to him. So it looks like I'm going to have to wait out the freeze. There we go. Figured it wouldn't take long since, if I'm not mistaken, Ho-Oh here comes packing with the sun weather condition. But it has tons of HP, more than anything we've seen so far. And hopefully I'll be able to recruit it on my first try. But doesn't look like I was quite successful in that. Oh well, not a big deal. But guys, that's really all the time that I have to show for today. Again, I hate that some of these bosses in the post-game section of the game don't really have any cutscenes or anything after you beat them. It's kind of like a one-and-done sort of thing. But beating this challenge here will unlock more dialogue for Spinda and will unlock some more post-game story mission stuff. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, be blessed, and I will see you in the next one.